at the beginning. I had, I don't know if you know this, but I had recently lost my mom. And so my head was just all over the place. So, but I knew I was interested in this, and I knew it was something that I wanted to do because I saw what it could do for not only myself, but for my family and for my generation. So I stuck with it, and everything at the beginning was like, oh my God, I don't think I am ever going to understand this, but I just stuck with it, and it's coming together. It's coming together. So I just want to share the opportunity with my other friends and family. So some people will get it, some people won't, but it's a commitment, and I'm committed. So
Yes. I love what you said, Cynthia, that this is a commitment, not just for yourself and your family, but for generations, right?
Yeah.
So I remember the day that you came to Super Saturday. In fact, you came to a couple of them. And again, we're going to do some formal introductions now that we have our team together. And again, I just want to congratulate you for your progress that you've made and your commitment.
Thank you.
So good morning to all. I am recording this session because there's others that wanted to be here but couldn't. And so good morning. I'm Reimi Marden. I'm coming to you from the very snowy Oronda, Washington. Today I'm on my apple orchard that's under snow today, and I'm delighted to be here. I am a consultant of 30 plus years called The Winning Edge, and also an orchardist of an organic apple farm, besides other streams of income, but this one is my favorite, and I'm delighted to be leading and co-leading this with my partner here, Melissa Sigler. I'll have her say a few words, and then we'll jump in and find out who else is here on the call.
Awesome. Hi, guys. Melissa Sigler. Yeah, Reimi and I have been friends for about 35 years or so. And when she presents something to me, I really honestly take a look at it, because she's never steered me wrong, and I love the things, the energy and inspiration that she gives everybody. And so my husband and I joined a couple years ago with her. I stopped him from playing video games and told him he could play this video game on the phone and make some money instead of playing Heyday or poker online, or whatever it is. So he was spending 6 to 8 hours, 10 hours a week playing those games. And I thought, let's spend 6 to 10 hours making some money. So we did, and we love it. And I'm an instructor for an equine facility. I teach special needs kids and adults on horseback. And so I've done that for about 9-10 years. And I have a marriage and family therapy background, and I'm a massage therapist for about 28 years. And so I've always been in a helping field, and this is no different. It's just helping people become financially literate and educated, and giving other people an opportunity to make their lives different, whatever that looks like.
Yes. So. Melissa, I just have to say to all of these folks that are brand new, that you're meeting for the first time, that to all of you, this woman is not kidding when she says she's in the helping field. She wants to help you, and she doesn't just say it, she does it, and is available to all of us. And anyway, thank you, Melissa, for your graciousness and commitment to all of us and growing us. So you're the master student of all.
I love students.
I would like to have you all go around our virtual room. It's very important that we know who you are. We want to know your name and what city you're calling in from, who invited you, and what inspired you to block out this time. Because like Cynthia said, this isn't for everyone. If you have a fire in your belly and there's something about this that's saying, hey, pay attention, to lean in, then you're in the right spot. So I'd like you to share. I know we have some of our members on the call. I don't want you to be shy in sharing your progress that you've made, because that story that you might share may inspire someone else. So I'm going to pass it over to Scott Bridges, my friend and colleague here, who I met through Melissa. And go ahead, Scott, share a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Scott Bridges. I've worked with Napa Auto Parts for 27, going on 28 years. I was vacationing in Cabo San Jose del Cabo, year before last, and was poolside, or maybe I was in the pool, I'm not sure, and ran across Melissa and Scott Sigler. And we got to talking stocks, and Melissa said, "Hey, let me show you something." And we ended up spending several mornings at the pool, because that was where there was a Wi-Fi signal at 6 in the morning or whenever it was. And I came home and we did a super Saturday with my two sons, and my son Chase, and let me say this the other way. My son Trevor said, "This is way over my head. Forget it." My son Chasen said, "This is interesting. Let's do this." So Chasen and I have kind of worked together. He's kind of strayed away. He's come back. I started with Forex last October. I want to say about 6 or 7 months ago, I changed over to the DCX side, and I'm finding how the two work together, and it's kind of exciting. If I could pass it to my sister, Lisa, who I invited.
Yes.
She has just moved to Kentucky and is little lifestyle change, but she showed some interest, and we're going to see if this is something she'd like to do.
Yes. Welcome. And Scott, thank you. And we are so excited about the success that you've recently experienced. May I be so bold to share that Scott achieved a goal that he had set and just paid off his mortgage. Again, past profits don't guarantee future success in our business, but again, congratulations. It's worthy of a pause to just absorb that. And so we are excited because Lisa is here because of Scott, because of Melissa. Lisa, please share a little bit about yourself and why you're here.
Sure. Super excited to be here. I am Lisa Harrison, formerly Lisa Bridges, and I am currently living in Berea, Kentucky. I moved from Portland, Oregon about a month ago. I'm living on a fully sustainable permaculture property with a bunch of folks in a straw bale home that is held together with earth and clay. I rely on rainwater for all of my drinking water and for washing and all of that.
Wow.
Composting toilets, making humanure, crazy stuff here. What else? Solar panels. We're all completely solar. All energy is coming from the sun. So I've been a school teacher for years, kind of on and off, while raising my own two children, and has spent most of my time at the Portland Waldorf School. So Waldorf education is my thing. And my last gig there was the outdoor education teacher. So it's all about sustainability. I believe that it's best to, I don't know, I'm looking into precious metals, I'm looking into crypto. I want to know how to best sustain my own wealth and to grow it, and also looking to my children, right? They are the future, and to be able to provide this education to them and also provide financing to them if needed.
Yes. Wow, Lisa, I love the contrast of being very rooted in being sustainable on the earth side, but you are wise enough to know you need to pause and invest in your education to learn something that you know nothing about. I'm sharing a little bit because I worked with Lisa on Wednesday at our Fast Start launch. And everybody here, every Wednesday, and actually more often, we're going to be doing launches. So support is really vital. This is a world that many of you have never heard of, or it's a foreign language. And it's just good to know that there's a place that you can plug into. So Lisa, again, congratulations, recognizing that this is the time to begin learning and that you're not too late for the party. Some people think in the crypto world, oh my gosh, I should have done this 5 years ago, 5 months ago, but it's still early when you look at the broader scale of things. Right, Cynthia? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, and I see right next to you is a familiar name. Anthony is a guest of Johnny Olim in Las Vegas. Anthony, I'd love for you to just say a little hello, a little bit about yourself. Johnny told me that you would be joining.
I originally from New York, moved to Las Vegas. Had no idea about the crypto world. I mean, I was on vacation with my wife in DR. You know, we had a couple of friends who was into it, and I just started to hear it more, and it became to the point I started to spark my interest. And I know I'm not too financially literate in that department. And I spoke with Johnny a little, you know, because he always sees me. I mean, I work for public services and Southwest. So he says you're spending a lot of time out. And my biggest thing is about creating that financial freedom that I can spend more time with my family and create a wealth that I can pass on to my children and children's children, because these are things that are not taught in school. You're not taught about learning about the market, the VIX, inversion. None of that is taught to you. So these are things that you have to learn on your own to try to create that wealth. So this is why I'm here.
Wow, Anthony. Listen, a little bit you picked up from Thursday night's Patrick Kenny's talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a beginner, brand new, and you already are absorbing this. Wow, I love it. If that's what happened to you on Thursday night and you picked up those two pieces, you're going to eat this up and talk about being dedicated to your family's growth. Wow. Okay, welcome to the call.
Thanks.
All right. So, Belinda, how about you?
Hi, I am a guest of Cynthia Brown. She is my sister-in-law. I've always been interested in, well, I know this isn't the stock market, but the other side of it. Mm-hmm. And as Anthony was saying, we don't learn it in school, but believe it or not, when I was in the 9th grade, many, many, many years ago, I had a teacher that kind of introduced us to the stock market. Now that was in the 9th grade, and I have never had any other exposure to it regarding school. So I've always had an interest. And so when Cynthia brought this to me, I thought, you know, I'll see, because I am interested. I will be retiring in about a week and a half. So I will have time to dedicate to learning this and hopefully become successful with it in order to have that for my family and my kids. So,
wow. Yes. Belinda, timing is everything. And wow, you couldn't be at a better place at the right time.
And let me just interject there about the timing is everything, Belinda, because we just had a major announcement in the company last month that we are going to be adding one of the top stock traders in the world in our platform teaching. And so we're doing stocks and options and all of that. And she's coming on board sometime this year. I'm not sure exactly when, but she's coming on board. I think her name is Carolyn. And so timing is absolutely everything. If that's something you're interested in, and everybody else, it's like not only do we have every other, you know, the Forex market, the binary options, all of that kind of thing, but now we're actually going to have somebody to teach us about the stock market, which is fantastic. So.
Wow. Okay.
Sounds good.
And I think, you know, like Anthony's saying, gosh, I'm not sure I'm interested in the crypto side, but maybe I'm more on the Forex side. Guys, today we are going to be covering all facets of this academy and what you can choose to dive into, and to do it in a sequence that makes sense for your lifestyle and so forth. So this introduction piece is very important. We're going to customize what we're presenting to you today based on what you're sharing with us today. So thank you so much, Belinda, for letting us know. Congratulations on your retirement. Again, positioned beautifully at the right time. How about you, Nicole?
Remy, one question.
Yes.
I'm not sure if Nicole and Belinda will be able to be on for the entire time. So will they be able to have access to the recording?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. I'm recording now.
Okay, perfect.
Love it. Okay.
Thank you for asking that question, Sissy. My name is Nicole, and yes, I am Cynthia's shadow, so to speak. I love my sister dearly, and I thank her tremendously for sharing this opportunity, as well as sharing her enthusiasm in getting involved in this and sharing it with the family. It is right, like you said, timing is really everything, because I have ventured off into opening up my own salon, been in the business for 30 years, and my kids are grown now. So I am able to open up my own salon. I didn't want to open it up while my kids were small, simply because they were my first priority.
Yes.
And so now I have a vision, I have a plan. I plan to open up 5 more. And so now that I have more time, I don't have to worry about getting people to school and finding breakfast and cooking dinner, even though I have to still cook dinner for my husband. But, you know, he can find a hot dog if he really needs to. But it's just a new adventure, new doors opening. He will be retiring. So I am placing myself in a position where when we do get of age and starts to retire, we can enjoy retirement, enjoy traveling and not having to worry. And then also my kids will have their own door keys to their own house and don't have to come back to my house when they graduate from college. So there's a lot of involved into me wanting to learn this, but also I'm like a sponge. So I am ready to soak up every and anything that I learned through this course and through this opportunity that has been presented to me.
Wow, Nicole, we're talking to an entrepreneur here. Congratulations and your vision to and the timing of your life. Again, this is something that can be woven into your growth plan for your brick and mortar business. I call it your salons. And so stay tuned. I love that you're a sponge. You're going to walk away after these 3 hours, or at least when you watch the rest of the recording, with a good sense of whether or not this is going to fit into your life right now.
You're going to open 5 more salons and you're going to have more time? What?
Absolutely. It's called a family thing. My sister's probably going to be a manager of one. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Duplication is what I'm hearing here, and your life may change as you see how lucrative it is after you have dedicated time to build this skill set, and then empowering your family members with the same skill set. And so anyway, options, just having a choices of what to do with the rest of your life. That's the key, right? And then we can influence our children in the direction of their lives. So awesome. So glad you're here. Also from the maybe the farthest is Hau'ula on the island of Oahu. Please welcome Auntie Rhonda. How are you today?
I'm fine. Good morning, guys. It's morning for me here.
Rhonda, just say a few words about why you're here and your commitment to your learning.
Well, I got introduced to this from my nephew. That's a boy. He introduced me to Reimi and Johnny. I met them personally back home in Hau'ula like about a year ago.
Yeah.
And me and my daughters came and my husband came to listen to the presentation. A couple of days after that, we joined, me and my 2 daughters. One of my daughters moved to Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's doing it on a full-time basis there.
Yeah.
And then I have my granddaughter, which was 14 at the time, doing it with me. She went on class early in the morning when they had the life-changing classes the first time. And then she learned it very quickly and she likes it. Now, when I go on with KJ at night before they change the schedule, I had my 2-year-old granddaughter sitting down with me and watching and just like taking notes and whatever. I'm doing this for my family. We own a restaurant back here that we run. And then me and my 2 brothers trying to ease it off and let the kids run it. So I wanted to get into this type of farm, and I'm just still learning and I like it.
Wow, Auntie, and I have to say, Auntie has struggled with just the technology part, just the mechanics of operating a device. And I got to tell you, like Cynthia's similar story, you know, at the beginning, it was hard just to get the mechanics down pat. But look at you guys today, you know, now it's like, you know what to do. And it's just through repetition. I was telling Lisa on Wednesday night that this is a foreign language that you're about to learn. And just to absorb what you're about to hear, let it wash over you like you're in a foreign country. You're not going to capture it all. So you may want to lower your expectations. You're not going to be tested after this 3-hour course, but you will leave with a knowing inside whether or not you want to pursue it. And do not let fear get in your way of stepping in and out and pursuing this. Please listen to Carla Williams. Carla, please say hello. She may be working. Carla works from, oh, here she is.
Hello, everyone. I'm here today. I'm always an educator, always not an educator, but I'm always learning and open to learn new things. So I'm just here as I do trade, but I'm here because I want to increase my knowledge. So and for all the reasons I've heard other people talk about, because I want to retire and to be able to do this full time. So knowledge is everything. And that's why I'm here today. Even though I will be muted and traveling, I'll have you on where I can hear you and just sponge up everything you're talking about.
Carla, you are consistent. Please comment about your experience trading with our educators, because you have chosen one. I'm sure you listen to others, but you are consistent. Real quick, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I'm consistently on in the morning with Lee Allen, and I do the compounding group with KJ and the group there with Melissa and a bunch of others. And it's been rewarding. I mean, we have ups and downs because you lose some and you win some, but so far it's been rewarding. And I've definitely picked up on the strategy, and just to be consistent is the key. Don't give up, just keep going.
And Carla, I just want to comment and give you kudos, because you are just always a student. You're, when is a study group? When can I get on? Let's learn some more. Let's learn what you're doing. I mean, it's just, that's how I was when I first started, and I'm still that way. I grasp, I'm the sponge as well. And I'm always a student, and love how that has turned into some kind of an educator within our team, and learning it and sharing it. And I think that's another important part, is that when you start to learn it, if you're teaching it to somebody else, it really hones in on, you don't know what you don't know. And until you start teaching it, you realize, I do know something. I actually know. I've been dropped in this village that I didn't know the language, and now I can ask for a glass of water, and I can ask where the bathroom is, and I can ask for what I'm going to have for dinner, and the directions to the pond, and all these kind of things that you learn, and you are speaking the lingo. And I just love that that you're so willing to learn with us.
Yeah.
Well, Melissa, I thank you and appreciate it, because you've been a great help to me to be able to do a one-on-one, and it makes a big difference, because the educators are on Go Live. You can't talk to them per se, but in this particular platform, you can say, I need help in this area, and you have someone there that will take you step by step, and that makes a big difference. So I really do appreciate this platform.
Yes, beautiful. And like anything else, it's plugging in and taking advantage of it. So here it is, guys. You've blocked out this time to be with us this morning. These introductions were key, believe it or not, for you to recognize that you are with people of like mind. Community is so big, even if it's virtual. And that's the power of the world we live in today. And I hope that you're leaving this segment of our morning just recognizing that there are people that you can run with and people that you can follow. Because what's one of the keys to success in life? Find someone who's doing what you want to see done in your life, and copy them. Right? And so we are surrounded with people who are demonstrating this every day. Here's what we're going to learn today. And oh, by the way, I will probably tend to speed through things. So you just pull me back if there's a question. Feel free to, ask questions. Let me spotlight Melissa's. And Melissa, you just pop in whenever you feel moved to. Okay, and I'm gonna add me as a spotlight. Okay, there we go. All right, so here's our agenda for the day. You will leave this session having a good idea of what Forex is. All right, when I started, I didn't give you a big background about myself, but I am originally from Hawaii, and then ended up getting a glimpse at Johnny O's smartphone 2.5 years ago. It was a dollar trade that turned into $1,700 over a couple of days on a demo account. He had no idea how that happened because he was brand new himself. But it was my son, 16 years old, who saw that and said, hey, I want to learn whatever Uncle Johnny's doing. And frankly, I didn't really have an interest in this. I have enough other businesses going on, but it was my son that wanted the education. And when your child asks you for more information, you know, you want to jump on it. And so he is now 19 and is trading independently in Phoenix, Arizona. And here I am leading a team of traders with leaders like Melissa and Johnny O, not necessarily because that was our intentions. It kind of just grew organically. People looking over our shoulders saying, what are you doing, Cynthia? Can I learn what you're doing? Hey, Melissa, what is this that you're posting about? You know, and so it's organically grown. So I'm very happy to have that background. But Forex I had never heard the term before, actually. Now, we're going to cover that, what we trade and when we trade, crypto investing and versus trading. What exactly is that? Why are we talking about this in the Forex world as well? How we make money. You will leave today getting a good sense of what does a trader do when they open up their charts and what are they looking for. In fact, today you will be taking a trade of for some of you, your very first trade. It's going to be a digital currency trade because it's the weekend. And so we are going to set up a demo account on your smartphone and take that trade together. We're going to let it run. We'll likely take it both directions for a buy and a sell, so you can experience winning and losing, and so you can see how that plays out. We'll talk about what most traders are doing these days. They are looking at growing their account, and then so I'll have Melissa share a little bit more about compound strategies. We'll introduce you to the concept of a different type of trading, HFX, for those that might be interested. And then finally end with what are first steps. What would it look like if you decided, hey, let's go, let's get going. What do I need to do next? All right. So how does that sound for an agenda for the day? All right. We just want to make it very worth your time to be here this morning. We do have a disclaimer, as I've mentioned before, past profits don't guarantee future success. If it's okay with you, we want to speak candidly about money. But again, do know that, again, everyone is different. Their level of ability to take on information and apply themselves is different. Therefore, your results will be different. But again, we are thankful for those who are willing to share their success. So real quick, I know some of you have been to an overview, others, I think majority of you have not on this call. So let me just give you a quick rundown on Forex and give you the layman's version of it. And the foreign exchange market is the world's most liquid financial market in the world. I'm going to play a quick video for you to explain that. But just know that it dwarfs the New York Stock Exchange, which moves $24 to $28 billion a day. This market of the foreign currency exchange runs about 6.7. It's actually bigger than that per day, you guys. Okay, so think about $1 trillion. Melissa, how many billions does it take to make a trillion?
1,000 billions make a trillion.
Wow. And we're talking, you know, upwards of $7 trillion a day, guys. We can tap that, just a little incy bints, and we could make a fine living if we learn the skill set. This is not get rich quick, guys. This is, again, an educational platform that we're about to introduce to you, so you know how to tap this market that's 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. If we're talking foreign currency, if you're one of the traders on this call interested in crypto, then that runs 7 days a week. So those of you who want to be in that realm certainly can. Now, this is so so cool, guys. We don't have to physically own anything like for gold or commodities like real estate uh, or mutual funds. You have to have the money up front to buy and then hold on to it to sell later at a profit. Melissa, mention a little bit about this, how we make money on the movement of money.
So unlike, like Reimi just said, instead of having to purchase anything, we work on a leveraged basis where we just get to we get to make money on the movement of price. And so we enter a contract at a certain amount, and if we're in a buy and it goes above that amount, then we get the difference of where we bought in and where we get out, regardless of if it's a buy or a sell. We enter at a certain price, and we just make money on that movement. And a broker gives us that ability to take our money and let us play with just a little bit more in the market than we actually put in. And we can do that with foreign exchange or digital currency, either way. And that way we don't have to come out of pocket. You know, years ago, you had to have $1 million before you could play in this world. And now you can open an account with $50 on some brokers and play with a penny, you know. So it's really great.
So what's so powerful about what she says here is, again, we're using our technology and devices to be able to do what Melissa's talking about. All right, so I'm going to play this quick video. It will help you to understand why it's so much easier today than years past to be able to play in this market.
If you have ever traveled to a foreign country, you may have needed to exchange your money. If so, you have already participated in Forex trading. Forex is the short form of foreign exchange. Well, Forex is a bit more than that. For example, companies buy goods from other countries. In order to buy them, they need to obtain the local currency first, just like us when going on holiday. The difference is they will exchange huge amounts. When these companies exchange these huge amounts, they will actually move the price, because the demand for the currency that they need increases. When the demand increases, the price increases. With all this exchanging going on around the world, the exchange rates constantly move. This is how it works. When currencies are exchanged, they have a certain price, the exchange rate. As in any market, the price of a currency is determined by the law of supply and demand. If there are many people or companies that want to change euros into dollars, the price of the dollar will rise against the euro, and so the exchange rate will change. Let's use an everyday example to explain how you can actually profit from this. Say you live in Europe and went on holiday to the United States. Let's say that you changed your 500 euros into US dollars at the rate of $1.4 for every euro. You got 700 US dollars, but you do not spend any money at all. So you still have $700 after you come back. After the exchange rate moved from 1.4 to 1.3, instead of getting just 500 euros back, you actually get 538.5 euros. You have gained 38.5 euros simply from holding your money in dollars while the exchange rate changed. This is essentially how we trade in the Forex market. We buy a certain amount of a currency, hold on to it whilst the exchange rate moves, then change it back, making money along the way. How to decide when the right time to buy and sell is exactly what we teach you throughout the rest of our learning lessons. As you can imagine, traveling a lot and saving a bit of money on your holiday budget and then exchanging it, it's not really a practical approach to trading currencies. Fortunately, there is an easier way to do this. You can trade currency through online exchange offices called brokers. What this means is that you can exchange currencies online throughout the day and take advantage of the constantly fluctuating exchange rates. Just as in the example of when you went on holiday, you can buy different currencies and make a profit as the exchange rates change. This is trading the Forex market. Trading Forex online with a broker has many benefits. You can trade Forex from your home or anywhere that you have an internet connection. The Forex market never sleeps. It is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and so can suit your daily routine. You do not need a huge budget to get started. As little as $150 is enough to begin trading and building your account over time. Of course, it will require some learning until you get there, but this is exactly what Tradimo is here for. To help you learn how to trade in a way that can suit your individual lifestyle, and to help you navigate your way through the Forex market.
I love that video. And it was a perfect explanation of what Melissa just got through sharing with you about making money on the movement of money when price goes up based on where you entered. So I hope that video was helpful. Any questions about that before we carry on? Okay. All right. So let's see. Let me share screen without that sound optimization there. Okay. Hopefully this is better. Okay. All right, here we go. So with that, we can also trade digital currency. So welcome to another realm, another income stream many of our traders participate in. They're doing Forex exchange, but they're also playing in this realm. As you mentioned, heard from Scott, he started with Forex and learned the basics and then switched over to digital currency is where he found his love. All right, so digital currency is the way of the future, and we're going to share with you a little bit about how we learn about Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP and all the other coins that are out there as we go. But this is growing to a growing market that each of you can tap. HFX will mention a little bit later. It's time-based trading. It's binary option trading. So if you've heard people refer to binary options, this is what it is, and we can do that in the foreign exchange market as well. All right. So the main thing, guys, before we get into the technical part of our training, I just want you to recognize that you are part of this very few in our population that's looking to become an investor. We get so consumed by being an employee, trading our hours for dollars, and self-employed people like me who've been consulting. I basically own my job. I basically am still trading my hours for dollars. We want to move away from doing that and become business owners or investors. The business owner, by the way, is someone who has the capital to start brick and mortar businesses with lots of employees, and you're leveraging the efforts of other people, which is brilliant. But not all of us have the time or the resources to be able to start a business like that. But here in the world of investment, as Robert Kiyosaki talked about in this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you have not read this book or listened to it on tape, Cash Flow Quadrant, for example, it is a must. I'd write these titles down. This will change the course of your life. Melissa, would you comment on this, your impression, because you're big on Robert Kiyosaki as well.
Yeah, I've listened to Rich Dad Poor Dad and the Cash Flow Quadrant and Prophecy and investment strategies, and this man is just brilliant. And I've been the employee, I've been the self-employed, I've been the business owner, and moving into that investor quadrant definitely is a place to go. And Robert Kiyosaki puts it in such layman terms of what you need to do and how you need to do it and the benefits of doing it. And he just goes into so much information about the benefits of having your money work for you rather than you spending your time, giving so much of your time for the money that you get. Yeah. So
yeah, and we're going to get into compounding and how powerful that is. And the traditional way of growing your money in a bank. Please comment on that, Melissa, versus what we're seeing today and how we get skewed, we get messed up in growing an account.
Right. Well, the question that we get asked a lot of times is, would you like $3 million or would you like a penny compounded for 31 days? And how many of you would take the 3 million? Anybody? just right off the top, I'll take the penny compounded 31 days. It's over $10 million to compound a penny for 31 days. It's at that $3 million mark at day 28 or 27 or something like that. And then it moves to 10 million plus at day 31.
Wow.
So the compound effect is something that grows slowly over time, but the farther you get along, the bigger your reward. So that's kind of what we inspire to everybody else is just this platform in itself. It's a slow moving train, but gosh, put your time and effort into it. And 2, 3, 5 years, like our educators have been, this company's only been here, what, 7 years?
Right.
And we have multi millionaires, you know, in this business, because they've stuck with it. They didn't quit, and they compounded their knowledge. They compounded their accounts. And that's what we're all on track to do. If you join us in this, you're going to hear that term, you're going to see it, you're going to feel it, you're going to be with us doing it, and we won't leave you behind while we're doing it.
Yes. In fact, every morning we've been meeting with our compound group, taking small trades, guys, small actions. If you can master small moves and do it consistently, you can do this. All right. So the investor is what? 5% of the population who makes 95% of the cash flow in the world. You want to be a part of that 1 to 5%, really. And again, congratulations for recognizing that there are resources. If you have the guts, if you have the grit to learn something new. All right. So let's talk a little bit about this all. And then take questions. And by the way, please just interrupt as we go along, or write down your questions that's coming up for you as you're listening. And by the way, I hope you're taking notes. All right. The note takers are what they say money makers, right? And so you absorb more when you capture these highlights as we go along. So I'm going to segment over to our academy to talk about what we trade and when. While I'm doing that,
Reimi,
Melissa, go ahead, Scott.
but before we get too far, we get far away from it. Rich Dad Poor Dad is available on YouTube, the audiobook at no charge. In fact, I listened to the whole thing on YouTube. So the first one's free, and that may be an easy way. They put us in the warehouse working during COVID-19, and I was pulling stock and stuff and listened to Rich Dad Poor Dad. So nice, cheap way to get started and listen to it.
Scott.
I also just put in the chat, if you're on Telegram, which is something you'll join if you get involved with us, I just put a link for Telegram in the chat. And Circle Books also has the free audiobook of all of Rich Dad, or of Robert Kiyosaki's books are in the Circle Books as well. So you don't have to have internet to listen to them. And there's Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn and John Wallace. And I mean, all of these brilliant authors are in the Circle Telegram that we introduce you to. And it's just even if you don't, go get Telegram and get the Circle app, because it has every other day, I think there's a new book posted. And it's all on personal development. There's trading books, there's cryptocurrency books, there's all different kinds of stuff in there. So
Melissa, comment about the 95% plus on psychology.
Well, yeah. So within the trading world, I think within anything in life, you know, it's not what you know, who you know, whatever. It's your mindset while you're doing it. And so trading is one of those things that it is 95% mindset. And you'll hear it over and over again. And if you're going to sit down to trade for the day and you've had a bad day, you're pissed off, excuse my language, you're upset about something, you know, and you sit down at the chart, you're probably not going to have a really good day on the charts, because you're going to take it out and revenge trade and, you know, all of these kind of things that we call it. And but if you're set, you've got your mood, you've got your music, you've got your whatever you need to feel good about yourself, you've listened to some good stuff, and you sit down at the charts, then you become one with your charts. And I think that's just with everything. If you've ever had a project that you've that you've wanted to complete and you're hemming and hawing about it. And I say this all the time with my massage, you know, there's days where I just don't want to go and do it. And then I change my mindset and I go and do it. And I get more out of doing the massage than the person who received it did.
Yeah.
So I remember that when I put myself in that frame where I am changing my mindset. And so, yeah, definitely trading is mindset over technology and knowing what the market's doing and technical analysis.
Yes.
And you can know all of those things, but it doesn't make you a better trader if you have a bad mindset.
There you go. Please make a note, put a star next to that, because as you begin your journey as a student, I want you to recognize it's not about how many videos you've watched or how, how much book learning. You need to be developing yourself personally to have the wherewithal to keep going, right? So I'm showing you on the screen our academy. This is our learning center, IM.Center, and you would have access. This is how we learn. The first part of our learning is through an academy, which is a library of 100 to 400 series. I'm going to give you a peek. We're going to watch several of these today, but this one is called What is Traded in the Forex Market? And give you a sneak peek at the brevity, but yet the power of learning in bite-sized pieces. Okay?
Welcome to the IM Mastery Academy for Forex. In this course, we'll be talking about what is traded in Forex. It's important to understand the Forex market is an online exchange for all currency pairs around the world. As currency exchange rates fluctuate, anyone can choose to buy or sell currencies. If you forecast a move correctly, it's possible to make a profit. When trading specifically in Forex, you are always buying one currency and selling the other. This is why all currencies are ordered in pairs. Simply put, a currency pair compares the value of one currency to another currency. It's the quotation of two different currencies with the value of one currency being quoted against the other. Let's look at an example. EUR to USD is a currency pair. The EUR is what is called a currency code and represents the official currency for the European Union. The USD is the currency code for the US dollar. The EUR USD means it's the euro value being quoted against the US dollar value. A currency pair always quotes the value of any two currency pairs together. Let's take a look at the pairs you can trade in the Forex market. First, let's start off with major and minor currency pairs. Starting with major currency pairs, these are any currencies that are paired, or also known in the trading world as pegged, to the US dollar. The EUR USD is known as the euro dollar. The USD JPY is called the dollar yen. GBP USD is properly referred to as the pound dollar. The USD CHF is known as the dollar Swiss. The USD CAD is called the dollar Canadian dollar. AUD USD goes also by the Aussie dollar. And the NZD USD has the famous title of being called the Kiwi dollar. Next, we have the minor currency pairs. Minor currency pairs are any currencies traded against one another that don't involve the US dollar. These are also known as cross pairs. Below, we have currency cross pairs which are called euro crosses, pound crosses, Aussie crosses, and the Swiss franc crosses. Then, we have what is called the exotic currencies. Exotic currency pairs include a major currency pair with the currency of a developing economy. You will not find exotic pairs as often as you will find minor and major pairs. They are rare to find and least commonly traded. These include, but are not limited to, the Hong Kong dollar, the South African rand, and the Mexican peso. Now, these are just a few of the most popularly traded exotic pairs, yet take note there are many more. Last but not least, let's review what's known as commodities. A commodity is a raw material or primary agricultural product that can be mined. Some commodities include oil, gas, gold, silver, and other metals. So, there you have it. Now you know what's traded in the very large and diverse wonderland of a market known as Forex. This concludes our course. Remember, learning is a journey. It will take time to fully understand how to effectively trade in the Forex market. Each video is less than 10 minutes to help you learn these new skills. Commit right now to at least one video a day and you will see results. Improving the quality of your life comes down to one very important yet very simple and powerful question to ask yourself. What will you become? You got this, and we'll see you in the next video.
You got this. Okay, did you hear what he said? These are less than 10 minutes long. It's been designed for the adult attention span. Really, because so many of us have multiple things going on all at the same time. Sometimes that's all we could take is 10 minutes. But we have a lot more education that exceeds 10 minutes long. But I'm asking you as a student, could you take in 10 minutes of learning? Look at, we've been together for almost an hour. Even, and if we spend the first 15 minutes just learning from each other and recognizing what we all want to learn, you've already grasped so much. So with that, we just covered what we trade. You see how diverse that is. And in addition to that, of course, is in the crypto world, is another commodity that we are trading. And we're going to be talking a little bit about that as we set up our demo accounts and so forth. Melissa, any comments about what we trade? And I guess we didn't get into would you comment about when we trade? In fact, while I get this next segment ready.
Sure. So we trade 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. And there's 4 different markets that we trade in. We trade in the Tokyo session, the Aussie section, the London session, and the New York session. And the Aussie and the Tokyo are combined into one called the Asian session. So there's really 3 time frames of opening. And for us in the Pacific Northwest, our trading starts Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific and ends Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific. So we have an opening of each of those markets and a closing of each of those markets, but they overlap with the next one. So when Tokyo closes, Sydney opens first, like this says. So Sydney and Tokyo are considered one, but Sydney does open before Tokyo does. But the Asian session opens, and then at 7 a.m. there on this particular time frame, London opens, which is actually, London actually opens at 5 a.m. Pacific. But for this chart, so you see an overlapping hour there between the Tokyo session and the London session. And then there's a 4-hour overlap between London and New York, which is considered the prime time to trade because that's the most active that the markets are between London and New York. London is the biggest market there. And so that overlap with New York is great. And so you've heard Lee Allen mentioned, she trades opening bell of New York, which is 6:30 a.m. Pacific. And that has the most volatility in any time in the market is at 6:30. When it goes from 6:29 to 6:30 is absolutely the most volatile time in the market, and it's super fun to trade. So it's like a roller coaster of adrenaline. It's a crazy anxiety roller coaster of adrenaline at that time, and it's just really, really fun. So those are the markets. So that being said, Reimi mentioned the educators and the academy that we have. So because this is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, our education is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
We have educators that teach all different time zones because they're all in different countries. So you might find your favorite educator at 2 o'clock in the morning, if that's the time that you want to be up and trade, or you might find them at 11 a.m. Like one of mine is on at 11 a.m. Pacific. Or you might find them at right when you get off work, when you're driving home, and you get to listen to them as you're driving home, or whichever. So not only are they live all times of the day and night, but they're recorded. So you can go back if you missed your favorite educator today and you want to go back and watch it right after the session is done. It's going to be in a recorded video. It's going to stay there for 30 days in the recorded session, unless that educator chooses to put it in a favorite section, and then it's there forever, or as long as it's around. So and so we have recorded sessions and favorite sessions, and they're all in there. And what happens is, a lot of times once you get used to the educator, a little trick that we've learned is that when you play it back in 1.5 times speed or 1.25 times speed, because you get to know their language, and then it doesn't take an hour to watch it. It only takes 30 minutes to watch it. So then it's even faster to go through a video. So anyway, that's just a little side note trick. So
I love it. I gotta try that. I haven't done that.
I do that all the time because some of them talk so slow. It's like, come on, you know, and so you put it on 1.5 times speed and it sounds like a normal person talking, you know.
I love it. I love it. So this is, again, things that we have access to. This is how we learn, by watching mentor. There are mentors. It's really mentorship at its best because it's at our fingertips when we want to learn. So speaking of when we want to learn, guys, Melissa covered the 4 markets or sessions. And you're probably thinking, well, how would I fit this into my life? Well, one of the exercises that we have our new traders do is block time. And I remember working with Auntie Rhonda on this. Notice this is from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. We have you take some colored pencils or crayons or markers and basically block out your life. So if you have a full-time job, we would block out those times in a one color. If you have church activities or volunteer things you're committed to, you block all that out. You block out your sleep, because we all need our beauty rest to be 100%. So you block out your sleep, and then you look at all the white space that's left over to really find those windows to watch those 10 minutes or those 30 minutes of videos. And you begin to build a learning plan based around your life. And this is the beauty of going to an academy. Again, all of us have fit our learning in and our practice trading into our life. So do know that if there's a will, there's a way. It just takes a little bit of strategic planning on your part to get that done. All right, so what we're about to do now is to take a crypto trade. And in order to, because we learn best by doing, not just by listening, and there are 2 sides of crypto, but we're going to start with the trading side of crypto. And in order to do that, we need to get a demo account going, all right, to participate in this realm. So trading cryptocurrencies like we do foreign exchange currencies is the same. And then the investing side of it, there's many of our traders that do both, actually do 3. They invest in crypto, they trade crypto, and they're also trading Forex. So just know that you can add it on as we go. Now, I know some of you already have the MetaTrader 4 on your phones, but in case you don't, please do this right now. I highly recommend that you don't just watch this, that you do it, okay? Because otherwise, you're not going to circle back to get this done. So go to your Apple App Store if you have an iPhone, or a Google Play Store, and get this app. It's free, and it's the 4, not the 5. Please do that now. And I'd like you to type in the chat when you have accomplished this task. I know for our current traders, you already have MetaTrader 4, but please do that right now. And if you have any questions, please stop us as we get that going, okay? So the demo account is the next thing we're gonna do once we have the MetaTrader 4. By the way, this is the device that turns your smartphone into an ATM, because we make our trades on our phone. Now, can you do it on an iPad or a computer? Absolutely. When you're a beginner, we teach you on your phone how to do it, okay? So that will come later, but right now we're working on your phone and we'll get that demo account going. So I'll wait to see your notes in the chat if you all have accomplished this task. I know Lisa has it already downloaded. I'm not sure. Oh, good, Anthony, great. And I'd like to know, could you take yourself off mute and tell me if you have an iPhone or an Android? Or you could type in the chat if you can't come off mute. Do you have an iPhone or an Android? Because I will pause. I have an iPhone, but we will want to teach you Android users how to navigate as well. Okay, while we're waiting for others to get that downloaded, I do want to just share a couple of things about what we're going to be looking at as we move into the more technical parts of our training. So we'll talk about this while we're waiting for that download to happen, all right? So when a trader enters their charts, as you see right here, they're really looking for 3 general things. And just to be able to learn this is big today, right? Market moves down, like that red arrow, it moves up, and it goes sideways. It's very simply put. The purple lines going sideways, we call that consolidation. People do make money when the market is in consolidation, meaning it's going up and down, and not leaving a zone. And then, so there's some people who just specialize in trading consolidation. Then there's others who really want more of these impulsive moves that are long, like this red arrow and the blue arrow. And so you're going to come to find out what kind of trader you are, and based on how much time you have in your life. There's some of you who want to get in and out of a market real quick. Melissa, could you comment on that, on the scalpers and the swing traders and the intraday traders of the world?
Yeah, so there's all different kinds of trading. It's going to become more known to you when you get into it, what type of trader you're going to be. I'm a scalper and a little bit of an intraday trader. I don't want to be in a trade longer than a few hours if I can help it. And then there's some people who get into a trade maybe down where that purple line is, and they're in it to the very top of that blue line, and that might take 4 days or 5 days or 3 months, depending on what time frame you're on. So a swing trader would, for example, hold a trade for a year, if sometimes, and a day trader might hold it for a day or 2. A scalper might hold it for 3 hours. And so it all depends on the movement that you're going for and what type. Do you want to sit and look at your charts and watch things happen? Or do you want to just set it and forget it? You put in your numbers, you come back, you put them in on Monday or Tuesday, you come back on Friday and see what happened. And that's the beauty of the timing. Like Reimi said, in that block time, if your white little chart only gives you 6 little squares that you get to be on these charts, or you get to trade, and you don't have time to sit and watch the candlesticks form, every minute or every hour or whatever that is, then you can just put in your numbers once you've learned how to analyze the market, and you're accepted your risk. You've put in where you want it to come out, and you go back and you see what happened. And so there's something for everyone. Personally, I like to sit and watch the candles form. And I want to get in and out of the market relatively quickly. I'm looking for short, little, tiny moves. And we'll talk about the difference in your lot size and how you can make money on a tiny, tiny move just as much as you can a humongous move. So that's something that we we definitely talk about, especially with our compounding. But anyway, yeah, so that's how it moves, and we'll go more into that.
Okay, great. Now I'm going to go and queue up my phone and join the Zoom from my phone so I can show you how we're going to set up the demo account shortly. Okay. And
Reimi, is there anybody who doesn't have a demo account set up already?
oh, that's a good question. Come off mute or put in the chat.
Just let us know if you've got it set up already, so we don't have to bore you with doing it again. If everybody's got
I think maybe Anthony. Anthony, do you have a demo account already set up? I don't.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay, great.
Yeah. Okay. And while we're doing that, like for Lisa, she had it set up at our fast start. But you know what? I think it's good review for you. Should you want to open up another demo? Some of us have multiple demos depending on what we're trading. So it'll be a good review and to step through it. And then we'll walk you through the navigation of the tool. But while I'm getting ready to do that, I'm going to share another video from our academy, which will help us as we enter. Melissa's going to be looking for a crypto trade that we could get into, possibly from our swipe coin or our DCX harmonics. We'll see if we can find something that we can get into today on your new demo account. So, all right, let's take a look at this while we're getting ready to cover that.
Welcome back to the IML Academy. In this video, we're going to be discussing the difference between a buy and a sell in the Forex market. Now, as a trader, it's very important that you understand the difference between the two because you can make money both buying and selling currency pairs in the financial exchange market. So to better understand the psychology of this, let's begin to think like a retailer. A retailer likes to purchase goods when they're low and sell goods when they're high. The reason being is because as the goods exchange in value, they stand to make a profit. Now we can apply the same exact concept to the Forex market where we're buying and selling currency pairs and making money as the value is exchanging. Let's take a look at the live charts here. We went ahead and highlighted different points in the market where the market was high and low. These are the best places for a trader to want to buy and sell inside of the market. The whole goal of making money is to learn when to buy, and you make money as the exchange rate is changing. As an example, when the market is extremely low, we look to put in buy orders, and as the market is coming up, we get to make money. And the same is as true as when the market is high in several examples here. When the market comes to a high point, we look to sell, and as the market comes down, we're able to make money. Okay? Now, a little bit of vocabulary just for you guys. As the market is beginning to come up, you will hear a trader say the market is going long. Long simply means the market is going to start going in an uptrending motion. That means that the trader is going to get ready to buy the currency pair. Now, when a trader says we're going to short the currency pair, that means that the trader is going to sell a certain currency pair and expect the market to come down. Now, the only exception to the foreign exchange market is that you want to be sure that you're on the right side of buying versus selling. I'm going to show you an example here. Let's say you're looking to put in a long position or a buy position right here and you're expecting the market to come up. If you are correct, then what will happen is that you would begin to make money. However, if you put in a buy order and the market begins to come down, this is where you lose money inside of the market. So as a trader, it's very important that you continue to develop your skills so you're able to identify the high and low points in the market so you know when to buy and when to sell. That concludes our training on buying versus selling in the foreign exchange market. We hope you enjoyed this information and we'll see you in the next video.
Nice. Okay. All right. Any questions about the buy versus sell? All right, so again, basically you see him talking about it going up and down. Oh, let me just do a recap for you note takers out there that like to really capture the essence of what you just learned. Take a look at this slide. Trading vocabulary, buy versus sell. We use these terms kind of interchangeably, or they're synonymous, if you will. Buy, meaning we're referencing things that are going up. It's bullish, it's long, oftentimes reflected as blue or green candles traditionally. And in the binary option world, we call it a call. So if you're taking notes, again, those are terms that we use frequently. And then on the opposite side, the sell is a down move. We call it bearish, short. Oftentimes it's the color red, and we call it a put in the HFX world. All right. Other words that you heard Manny speak on the video, he talks about highs and lows. You're going to learn much about that, a higher high and a lower low, referencing a trend. And we're going to take a look at something today. And just with your very elementary knowledge, you'll be able to identify a trend today of whether it's going up or down, just simply by looking at highs and lows, or higher highs and lower lows. Other things that you're going to learn down the road, not to get too hung up on it, but we talk about retest, retracement, correction, reversal, draw. So these terms are all things that we use. You don't need to memorize this. I just wanted to kind of drop some vocabulary into your ears so that when you hear that, we're just basically talking about the market turning around. And you'll see that as we look at the chart right now. In fact, here's an example of what I was telling you about the high and the low, right? Here's a low point. And by the way, these are all called candlesticks. I'm going to have Melissa actually walk you through the tour of the MetaTrader 4. I'm going to share it on my screen shortly. But you'll see as she describes to you what candlesticks are as we look at it on the MT4, how we can identify lower lows and so on. But the point is that overall, is this trend from here to there, it's obviously going in a downward motion. Even if you have these little highs, these peaks, generally speaking, this is a trend that's going down. Okay, so I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to start share on my phone. Melissa, any words on the MT4 as I get set up here?
No, just be patient. Just be patient with your phone. Our fingers make mistakes, when we're putting in numbers and that kind of thing. So just be patient in learning the technology. And, once you get your demo account made, we just encourage you to take as many trades as you possibly can, regardless of if they win or lose, because you just want to get the mechanics down so that when you are doing it for real, that you are familiar with all of the buttons, all of the placements, all of the little things that you can change on your MT4. And that just makes it easier when you're first starting, just to hit buy and sell and see what happens, you know. And it also lets you see how a pair moves, whether it's slow. Did it take 5 hours for it to move a quarter of an inch, or did it move 5 inches in 15 minutes, in relative perspective of that. So anyway, just be patient with your MT4.
That's what you see up on the screen. And notice how we're using I'm not sure how you came into this call. If you're on the Zoom on your phone, you're going to have to toggle back and forth. I guess if you could just listen to our voices as we walk through it. But in future trainings, just so you know, it's often nice to be able to come to a Zoom on a computer or an iPad or tablet, and then have your phone free to be able to do the work. All right, so, or vice versa. You might want to watch a Zoom on your phone, but then use your computer to do some other work. So just a little tad of a study note for the future. So for those of you who are watching this recording, never opened this up before, we're looking at an iPhone, and the very first thing when it opens up, it says open a demo account. You're going to click on that and it'll bring you into this screen. Melissa also has an iPhone, I believe. So why don't you walk us through the demo account setup?
So you're going to go to your first screen that says open a demo. You're going to go to that screen, Ray?
You know what? I already clicked it. So it went past it and it'll take.
So if you go to settings, okay, so she's got the screen there now. So you're just going to click on new account and you're going to open a demo account. And in the place where it says enter company or server name, you're going to put, what do we use? Hugo's Way?
Yes.
Okay, so type in Hugo's Way demo, and then it'll come up there and click on that demo. And you're gonna have to put in some information here. You have to put in 2 names. You have to put in a phone number and you need to put in an email. So otherwise it won't let you, set up an account. So, and then where you see account type, it's a Hugo's Way MT4 is what it is. And then you're just going to see leverage. We're just going to keep that at 1 to 500. 1 to 500 is the most risk you possibly can take. It's the highest risk account. And 1 to 50 is the lowest, I think, on Hugo's Way that they offer. Oh, it's 1 to 1. So 1 to 1 is ridiculous, sorry. But 1 to 50 is super safe, and above you get to the 500 level and you'll learn more about the leverage. It's about the money that you put in versus what the broker gives you to trade with, so to speak. So 1 to 500 is what we're going to use. So we're going to click on that, and then you're going to click register, and it's going to take you to your demo account. And if you want to put this demo account on your computer's MT4, you're going to need this information. So you might want to screenshot it, or if you happen to delete the account for some reason and you want to get it back, if you don't have this login and the password, it's not going to be there. So if you want to save it, just screenshot that, write it down, something. And because I like to put my demo account on my computer on my MT4 as I'm practicing using the computer to trade on instead of my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd like to add a couple things here. Everybody, this is your Monopoly money. Okay, you're going to have many of these demo accounts, so don't feel like you have to capture everything right now. We're going to just play with this account. We're going to lose. I want you to feel free to lose money, make money, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not even about losing or making money at this stage. We're just learning mechanics today. So do not be afraid. We can go back and open up another demo account when you really get into your study. Okay, so
it's just fun to go blow a demo account. Just take some big money and just blow it. See what happens.
So I just clicked on done, everybody, and now it brought me back here. Just know that if you hit that settings icon on the bottom right hand corner, you'll see up at the top it says my name. It says Hugo's Way because that's what I just opened, and there you have it, is my demo account up on the top. Okay, so, and by the way, there is a little baby arrow to the right, and notice that it has the Reimi, the Hugo's Way one, and it also has the MetaTrader 4 one. Now, if ever by accident you end up in the MetaTrader 4 demo, and it looks weird, you're not, it doesn't make any sense, then you're in the wrong demo account. So we're going to stick with our Hugo's Way account. And I just want to highlight your eyes to that. All right, so Melissa, go ahead and I'll follow your lead.
So what happened, I think that this is how it came up, right, Ray, with the, yes. So this has the major pairs on it and a couple of other pairs on it, and we'll teach you how to add pairs. You can add them all, you can add just a few, you can add whatever you want to. You can totally customize what is in your account that you want to trade. So if you hit the little plus button, I'm not sure what it is on an Android, but on the iPhone, hit the little plus sign, and you're going to add, you can add the exotics like they talked about, indices, the SPX 500, the NAS 100, US 30, all of those. You can add futures, you can add stocks, metals, whichever, whatever you want to do. I think we're going to add some crypto right now. And so we're going to go and add we're going to take an Ethereum trade. So we're going to scroll down and find ETHUSD. And Reimi just clicked the plus button and added it to her account. And go ahead and add BTCUSD as well, because you could probably play around with that one as well this weekend. And also maybe I'll show you one that moves a little bit slower. It's LTCUSD, the Litecoin. That moves real slow, so you can kind of see what's happening with that one. And yeah, so and Swipecoin has XRP USD as well. So it's called Ripple. It's called XRP USD. So add those, and there's tons more that you can add and play with. These are just a sampling of the amount of cryptos that there are. There's like, I don't know, 6,000 or something or more cryptocurrencies. So now we've added those, and they've come on the bottom of your screen. So one of the things that you see there is the simple and advanced button at the top. We're going to click the advanced button and see how the last two, the two numbers to the side are bigger than they were when they were simple. This is the way that you want to see your chart. You want to see those two bigger numbers because they're going to help you calculate faster and easier when you see those two big numbers there. The little number up to the, like it's a squared, like the 99.5 at the odd USD, right up there at the top, it looks like it's squared. We're not really ever going to pay attention to that number. That's a little number for a reason, and some pairs don't have that little number, but we don't need that little number in your trading right now. So just pay attention to the big two numbers that are there. So now that we've got our pairs, down at the bottom, you're going to see where it says quotes and chart and trade and history and settings. Again, I'm not quite sure what it says on an Android.
The Androids have just these icons. It does not say the word quotes, chart,
gotcha.
history.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you click on quotes, it's going to show you all the quotes that are in your that you can trade, that you've added, because there's more that we didn't add to this, but these are the ones that you've chosen to trade. And then if you click on chart, it's going to show you whichever one is selected, it's going to show you that chart. So now you've got these candles and a little looks like an RSI down at the bottom of the chart there. And so what we're going to do is go in and change those colors of the candles so that you can see them just a little bit better. And to do that, we're going to go into settings and we're going to click on charts.
Okay, and I'm going to pause for Android users on the recording. Upper left-hand corner, 3 bars, click on that. And I believe you'll go into settings and then to charts, as you can see down here on the iPhone charts.
And with that, we're going to go to, just 2 seconds.
Yes, and if you would help me customize the volumes and the ask price and all that.
So we are going to have it clicked on candlesticks. We are going to click ask price line on. So that's going to be green, and trade levels we're going to turn on. We're going to turn on OHLC, which stands for open, high, low, close. And that's going to tell you each candlestick, what the open price was, the high, the low, and the close. And then we're going to click on data window. And then we're going to click on colors. And your scheme is going to be custom. There we go. Your foreground is going to be white. So you're going to click that on there, click a white, and then come back. Your grid is going to be black. So click on the black. And your bar up is going to be blue. And you can make these any colors you want once you have them. Mine happen to be lime green and pink, but blue and red is what we're going to choose. So your bar down is going to be red. Your bull candle, which is your up candle, remember bull up, we're going to go blue. with that. Your bear candle, bear, down, short. Those are words that you're going to get accustomed to, is going to be red. The line chart can stay that green. The volume can stay that green. The bid price line is gray like that. Then red is your ask price line, and trade levels is green and stop levels is red. Okay, so that is where you're going to be. So now you're done with that one. So you can go back and let's look at the chart again, and click on chart at the bottom of your screen there. And now we've got red and blue candles. Do you want to leave the RSI on, Reimi, or?
Let's take it off so we see
Okay.
more of the screen.
So if you go up to the little F at the top of your screen there's a little cursive italic F. Click on that, and we're gonna swipe to the left and delete that RSI, the relative strength index. We're gonna delete that off of the screen. So then you can see more of your screen. Now you can turn your phone sideways and see more of your screen like Reimi's done, and you can see a lot more. If you pinch your fingers together or spread them out on the candles, they get bigger and smaller, and you can see days and weeks and such. So with that being said, let's leave it right there, Reimi, and I would like you to go to the M1. Oh, let's show them how to get to the time frame. So if you click up on the top, where is that on an Android? Oh, it's right in the middle of the screen. If you just tap your phone, if you just tap the screen in the middle of the Android, a blue wheel shows up, and then you'll click the M1. If you're on the iPhone, you'll see the little M1 or H1 or something in the left-hand top of your screen. So if everybody's on the M1 and you see all of these candles, each one of those candles represents 1 minute in time. So it took 1 minute for each of those to form, whether they were long or short or barely there, whatever, that took 1 minute to form. Now, if you go to the M5, these candles took 5 minutes to form. So within one of these 5-minute candles are 5 of those 1 minute candles that we just looked at. So if you count 5, that would be the one. So from the high and the low of 5 candles of the 1 minute chart forms one of these candles on the 5-minute chart. And now if we go to the 1 hour, the H1 time frame, each one of these is 60 1-minute candles in each one of those. So you see the body of the big red and blue is called the candlestick. And then the little skinnies at the top or bottom of the candles are called wicks. So they can be at the top and bottom of a candle. So that blue candle, for instance, is super short, but there's a wick that went way, way high and a wick that came a little bit short. So 60 1-minute candles made up that wick and body and the lower wick. And so when we're looking at different time frames, we can see what's happening on a grander scale. The higher the time frame goes up, we can see what the trend, is it going down? Is it going up? Is it consolidating like the blue and red and purple? So this trend on the 1 hour chart is going down. It went from the high left of the screen down to the lower right of the screen. So that is a downtrend on the AUD USD, Australian dollar US dollar pair. And so you can go up to the weekly, you can go up to the monthly and see what history has done from the very beginning when when the chart started, when the currency pair actually started being tracked. You can go back and look at that. You can go back on the monthly on that probably to 1980 or something of that nature. 2000. Okay, 2000 is when this one started on the Australian dollar. And so that's the history of the Australian dollar, US dollar that we can see online. And the neat thing about this is you'll find in trading that history repeats itself and patterns show up over and over and over again on every time frame that we're looking at. And you'll learn a lot more about that in the academy. But this is where we learn. This is where we learn about what happens in our pairs and why we would take it if it's a downtrend, and why we would take it if it's an uptrend, and what we see. So is there anything I missed on the
No, I
MT
love
board?
it. I love it. So I'm just going to summarize what you all have learned just in this short window of time as a beginner. We're reading this chart from left to right, and I have it on this vertical. We obviously, this is a down move. Remember vocabulary, it's red. And so this is a sell move, right? Price is coming down. But notice then that this is a D1. Look in the upper left-hand corner. That means what Melissa said on the candlestick's length. This represents what happened in a day, each of these candles. So look at the candle on the bottom. Look how long that is. That's what happened in the last day, a downward move here. All right. So I just wanted to pause and have you really absorb what you already have learned about buy versus sell, and recognizing a trend. This one is on the 1 hour chart of AUD/USD. And by the way, you can't see it in really tiny letters up in the top left. It says AUD/USD. That's how you get that. Now, let's just say that you want to see, I'm going to click on the quotes button, the very first icon on the left under quotes. And let's just say that you want to go and see what XRP/USD is doing today.
Actually, let's go to Ethereum, Reimi, because we're going to put a trade in on Ethereum.
Okay, excellent. Let's that's ETH/USD, everybody. Is there anybody that needs help finding ETH/USD? Because we did that kind of fast. Did you find it? Remember, you clicked on the plus sign, you went to cryptos, and then you looked in the alphabetical order for ETH/USD. And you clicked on that button, and that's how it populated on this list. But again, I'm going to tap my finger on ETH/USD. Notice this pop-up comes here, and it offers me the chart. So I'm going to tap on that, and that is how we get to see ETH/USD.
Let us know if anybody hasn't gotten the ETH/USD on your screen.
Please pause us, and we're happy to go back and do it. And by the way, those of you who are watching this recording, we are taking this trade live right now. So if you're watching this tomorrow or the next day, it won't look like your chart because time has passed.
Right. Okay, so we can see price moving just a little bit better. Reimi, would you put it on the 1 minute chart? Now we can see that price is moving. So we have that gray line and the red line. So when we were doing our custom colors, we have the ask line and the bid line. And that's what these red and gray lines are. Those will be very important for you eventually when you're learning this, to know which one is which and what they do. For now, we're just going to know that price is the gray line. It's the 40.75. And that's what we're basically looking at right now. And so we're going to take a trade. We're going to take a trade on this from one of the things in our platform is called the harmonic scanner. And we'll show you that. But one of the features that come along with our academy is the owner, Christopher Terry, developed an algorithmic trade finder, if you will. And he developed this years ago. He made over $1 billion using this algorithm of this scanner called the harmonic scanner. And they've created this scanner for cryptocurrency. And in our platform, we have something called the DCX harmonics. There, Reimi's got it right there. So on the 1 hour chart, Reimi, we have an ETH trade, the second one down. And although this trade did go and hit stop loss, it is back at entry. So we're gonna, from the scanner, because there was huge news this week, it was a non-farm payroll and unemployment rates came out this week. And so this caused the market to do some funky things, which you see that big red candle with the wick clear down to the bottom. That was something that happened institutionally. It was a bank move, a news move that caused a huge move in the market. And now price has come back to where it was right before that news. And so it's corrected itself and now is going where it was supposed to be going when this scan came out. So if you look off to the right-hand side there, you're going to see something that says entry. It's kind of blurry, Ray, but
Oh, okay. Let me try
you
this.
maybe optimize that.
Yeah, here we go. How's that?
We don't see the scanner yet. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So so this scanner comes with the DCX package when you get involved in IM. Like Scott has it, and you can go in there and look for if he was trading a leverage, not just portfolio building, but if he was trading a leveraged account with that we're doing on the MT4, he could go in and get all these trades. Anybody can that has that package. So if you see the entry point, it says entry is 4056.88. That's where price is about right now. It's a little bit higher than that, but the entry point that we're looking for is the 4056.88. And then with this scanner, it gives you 3 places where the scanner says price could come here. So it says TP1, TP2, and TP3. So for a buy, we are going to look for price to go up and hit those 3 targets, if you will. And with the scanner, it's 80% accurate, 80% plus. It's more than 80% accurate. To hit the take profit 1, the TP1, you can count on almost 80% of the time that one of these scans is going to hit TP1. And it's not guaranteed for TP2 and TP3, but it is guaranteed for TP. I mean, that is a good percentage win rate for TP1. And then it also gives you your stop loss to protect your account, to protect your money. So if it happens to come back below that zone where that big red wick is, if it decided to turn around and go down, then your profit, your account is protected by this stop. And so on your MT4, we're going to put in these numbers. We're going to take profit 1 with a market entry. And we're going to do that. So if Reimi, if you want to go back to your MT4, and I will give you all those numbers. So you're going to go into your MT4. You've clicked on ETH/USD. You've clicked chart. And now you see the chart. So on the iPhone, in the upper right-hand corner, it says trade. You're going to click on trade, and this is going to open. What does it do on an Android? I'm sorry, you guys, I don't know an Android.
Yeah, same. It's a plus in a box, I believe, on the upper right-hand corner of the
upper right-hand corner. Yeah, a plus. Yeah. So if you click on trade, then this screen comes up. It tells you the pair at the top of the screen. It says market execution. If you click on the market execution, there's going to be a drop down list. It says buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. Those are pending orders in the future. We think price is going to do something, so we're going to set up a trade for when it hits a specific area that we've analyzed and we think it's going to do a certain thing. But for right now, we're going to do a market execution trade. So we're going to go in and put in a stop loss and a take profit with our trade. So, one other thing, right below market execution, you see that it says 0.01. This means we're taking a 0.01 lot size. We refer to it as a penny, but it is a lot size. It's not actually a penny. So, but we refer to it as a 10-cent trade or a 50-cent trade or a standard dollar trade. But we're just going to refer to it as a penny trade, a 1 cent, a 0.01 lot. And when we are putting in our numbers, if you click on stop loss, our stop loss is going to be 3939.55. 3939.55. And our take profit one is going to be 4269.0.
Can you say that again?
4269.0. So we're going to take this trade we're just going to do it for a buy and a sell both. And we'll go in and put those, we'll go in and put some other numbers in for the sell. But for now, we're going to just hit buy market. And what that does is it immediately puts this trade, you've bought the contract right there. Click, bought the contract. And if you go back to the chart now, if you click chart at the bottom, you're going to see a little buy. 0.01 is where you entered this trade, and you're going to see the stop loss on your screen and what price that is. And then if you went to a higher time frame, which is Reimi's on the H1 right now, if you went up to like the daily or the 4-hour H4 or D, then you can see your take profit, because it's not those prices are not on the day or on the 1-hour chart. So or turn it sideways, exactly. So so now you see your TP, your entry point is the green line, or the gray line rather, and then your stop loss is down there. So if price goes to the TP line, this trade is going to close out and it's going to go into your history. If it runs for a while, you can go back and click the trade button, and it's going to tell you that we're in profit, 87 cents.
Woohoo!
We just took a 1 penny trade. We turned 1 penny into 87 cents just now. Now we're $1.93 negative. 312 price is moving. So crypto moves very quickly. And so a penny, look at how a penny can do something. 1 penny trade, 1 penny lot size can do all kinds of things. So let's go back to our chart. We're going to see how this moves both directions. So go ahead and click the trade button again. And let's put in a another trade, and we're going to put in, let's see, if I go to some structure, we're going to put in a take profit of 3,800. And we're going to take a stop loss at, let's see, 41.50. We're going to put a stop loss of 41.50. There we go. And then we're going to click sell. And then go back to your trade down at the bottom. Now you've got all your entries and your, oh, look at that. We just took the sell and we're $11 negative, but we're $3 positive on our buy. So now we're in what's called a hedge. So one's going to go up and one's going to go down. But this gives you the ability to see what a 1 penny, a 1.01 lot size can do in just a few minutes. If we had taken a buy where we took that sell, we would be $9.64 in profit. So in just a few minutes. So, but prices, see how the blue and red and blue and red and blue and red, price goes up and down and up and down and up and down. So the harmonics called this for a buy. And so that is, that's the bias that we would have wanted to do, but just to let you see how this is going to play out. So one of these trades is going to hit TP and one of these trades is going to hit stop loss. So there we go. Does anybody have any questions on this? Is everybody in both of those trades? We're all good.
Okay, awesome. Melissa,
Melissa, did you cover what the 1 penny is worth? And
Oh, no, I think, Reem, are you showing that video, Reem?
I sure am.
Okay.
But before we do, we're going to take a break so you can refresh your water or coffee, go to the restroom, and let's meet back here at 11 o'clock, which is shortly after, maybe 2 minutes after, so you have a 10-minute break. And we're going to come back, and when we do, we're going to be covering exactly that. How does this equate to money in your pocket? How do you decide on how much money to put in? As she mentioned, this is a penny lot size. What does that mean? And so we're going to cover what is a pip and lot size when we return.
Remy, I have a quick question before we break. I have a friend who was supposed to join. She didn't register. So am I able to invite her, or can she still register and try to jump on?
Yes, she can. And if you feel it wouldn't be too confusing for her to join now, she's welcome to. And by the way, Cynthia, thank you for asking. We are going to be doing Super Saturdays every Saturday from now on.
Well, awesome.
So if you are sitting here and saying, gosh, I wish my son was here, or gosh, I got to expose my 13-year-old to this. And by the way, please don't overstep that thought. Auntie Rhonda, has her kids doing this with her, and they're more savvy with the technology than we are. And they've become great helpers, actually, to her in just navigating her computer and her devices. I would highly recommend that you block out next Saturday from 9 to 12. I'll get the link to you, and you can sign them up, or you can return yourself if you'd like to come back and take this course over again. We do this free because we want you to absorb it all. And this is a big decision, about what you're going to begin learning. And we want to give you all or as much information as possible so you can see the full breadth of it before deciding to become a student. All right. So thank you, Cynthia. Yes, she can join if you feel it wouldn't be too much. Otherwise, you can watch the recording or come next Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So I'll see you back all in about 10 minutes at the top of the hour. And see you shortly. Let me pause our recording.